Carrie and her 3-year-old daughter were both hearing impaired, so they decided to get a black lab, Ivan, who could help them by alerting them to sounds, like the doorbell or telephone ringing. One afternoon, both mother and daughter were sleeping when Carrie realized that the house was filled with fire and smoke. But thanks to Ivan, both mother and daughter made it out safely. But Ivan wasn't a highly trained service dog. In fact, he was an unwanted dog, adopted from the local animal shelter. This story from the book Shelter Dogs, Amazing Stories of Adopted Strays, illustrates the fact that there are many wonderful dogs and cats in shelters. And that is the reason why I'm going to talk to you today about the problem of pet overpopulation. First, I'll tell you about the problem and cause of pet overpopulation. And second, I'll outline solutions, including practical things you can do to help. To start, let's talk about why pet overpopulation is such a serious problem. It is a significant problem in America because it causes needless suffering for animals and can create public health problems. Simply put, there are too many animals for the number of homes for them. According to the Humane Society of the United States, 2.7 million animals are euthanized at shelters each year. That's about one animal every 11 seconds. Why are there so many unwanted animals? First, many people never bother to spay or neuter their pets, which results in many unwanted animals. To illustrate this fact, the Humane Society states that 8 million animals are turned into shelters each year. Second, puppy mills produce an overabundance of poorly bred and typically unhealthy puppies, which are then sold in pet stores. Both of these situations lead to animal suffering. The extra animals often end up leading miserable lives as strays or euthanized in animal shelters. Additionally, most dogs in puppy mills lead terrible lives. According to the Humane Society, puppy mills contribute to pet overpopulation and cause countless dogs lifetimes of suffering in squalid wire cages. These dogs are kept in filthy, cramped cages for years without exercise. Their muscles waste away so badly, they often can't even walk. They are poorly fed, unsocialized, and live their lives in misery. Another reason why pet overpopulation is such a big problem is because it can have a negative impact on public health, such as stray animals that haven't been vaccinated for diseases like rabies. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, stray dogs play an important role in the transmission of diseases that are potentially harmful to humans. So what can you do to help with the problem of animal overpopulation and suffering? There are actually a number of practical things you can do to help. You can volunteer at your local animal shelter, helping by updating their website or walking their dogs. You can also donate items such as food, cat litter, or leashes to your local shelter. Some shelters hold yard sales to raise funds. Donating items to these sales is a great way to clean out your garage and help animals all at once. If you want more ideas on how to help, check out the Do Something website. Of course, make sure to spay or neuter any pets you already have. According to PETA, the single most important thing that we can do to make sure that cats and dogs are not dying is to spay and neuter them. To help you out financially, there are low-cost spay and neuter clinics throughout your country where vets perform these operations at a fraction of the usual cost. Finally, the next time you're thinking about getting a dog, consider adopting one from your local shelter. Dogs from animal shelters have gone on to be successful as loyal family pets, police dogs, search and rescue dogs, and even celebrities. For example, according to SeaWorld's website, many of the cats and dogs that perform in their Pets Royal Animal Show were rescue animals. If you don't want to get an animal at your local shelter, you can adopt a pet through a rescue organization. There are rescue groups for almost any breed you might want. My purebred border collie, Sadie, came through a rescue organization and went on to become a fun family dog, as well as to win Best Trained Dog at the local fair for several years in a row. Most of the rescue organizations make sure that you're adopting a healthy animal and also evaluate the animal's temperament and training to see if the animal will be a good match for your family. For example, East Tennessee Border Collie Rescue states that all dogs in the rescue program are spayed or neutered, fully vaccinated, and temperament tested. Whatever you do, don't get a puppy at a commercial pet store. According to NoPetStorePuppies.com, most pet store puppies come from puppy mills. Purchasing a puppy for sale at a pet store often supports the horrible puppy mill industry. In conclusion, pet overpopulation is a problem because it causes needless suffering for animals and can create public health problems. But with your help, we can take measures to gradually reduce the number of unwanted pets. You can volunteer at your local animal shelter, and you can donate items to your animal shelter. And of course, make sure to spay or neuter any pets you have. And if you're thinking about getting a dog, consider adopting one from your shelter or pet rescue group. The American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals says it best. If you can't decide between a shepherd, a setter, or a poodle, get them all. Adopt them right.